What's up, y'all? It's your man Rico the Opinionist. Y'all know I want to do this live before the sun goes down, but if it happens to go down while I'm talking, y'all know it's still me. I hope the wind doesn't block out my message. And let me let y'all see something real quick. Y'all know I'm always over here near the water. Okay. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and like and share this video. And black conservatives, most of the mass majority of them, they get a bad rap. And you know what? Deservingly so. A lot of them suck. And it's interesting. And I've always known this, and I've said this in the past, how I'm not a huge fan of black conservatives. But they do say a lot of stuff that black liberals just will not say for political purposes, for pandering purposes, or what have you. And but let me say this off the top: if I had a choice of women who I'd want to sit on a panel to talk about issues in the black community or whatever, if we just had to pick somebody, I would pick Candace Owens over Michelle Obama any day. Because one thing about black conservatives, they believe in pushing family. They believe in pushing black men or men as head of households. They believe in pushing a nuclear family. Black liberals don't believe in that. They believe in pushing mommy, daddy, and all kinds of weird stuff. That reason why they lost in November 24. A lot of main reasons why they lost. So, man, devastatingly. But unless you've been living on a rock, you've been keeping up with the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf debacle, right? And I have another video that I want to share more thoughts about that. But now the family's been forced to go into hiding, and I don't like that. Anyway, and I think listening to the reporting or the commentary or the opinions given about this situation, and I remember when it first kicked off, it was the liberal media as well as Fox News, but it was the liberal media that kicked it off first. But Fox News, Fox News is gonna make it a black and white thing. And by the way, y'all, for those of you who get upset about whatever happens in this country being about race, it's about race. The country is created about race. But then you have these other folks, these conservatives, want to say, no, it was about economics. No, goddammit, it's about race. Just like when the Arabs enslaved African people, it was about race. When they said, well, Africans sold other Africans, that was about economics. You want to know the difference? See, let me go into this. I don't want to get too far off the topic why I think black conservatives suck ass. They start off really well. Let me give you a scenario. Because I heard this scenario given years ago by somebody, and who said it? Oh, man. Oh, damn, who said it? I think Tommy Sotomayor said this, and it stuck with me. It gave me like the metaphor of, let's say a farmer gets up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning on his farm, and he goes in and he milks the cow, gets his big pail, and he uses his hands and he squeezes and milks the cow until he fills the pail up. And then with one move, I guess when he's finished, he gets up in one move and he kicks the damn pail over. After he spent all that time filling up that whole pail by doing this. If y'all go videos, you know when a farmer's milking a cow. And so that's what, whenever I hear a black conservative speak, I said, damn, you're doing so good. And then you turn around, you kick the goddamn pail over. And y'all know the ones on there, y'all hear them on YouTube. These black conservatives, mainly male. There's a couple of female black conservatives, but no, they the one that y'all love to talk about, people love to talk about is Candace Owens. But there's a lot of other ones out there as well. And there's some that's old school. See, the black conservative is nothing new to me. When I was in college in the early 90s, this black conservative by the name of Juan Williams used to write some awful articles hating on Minister Farrakhan. Did y'all know that? Juan Williams and Armstrong Williams. He's an old conservative Negro. He used to write stuff and say something back in the day. These are old Negro conservatives now. But Juan Williams, Marion Manable, he died. He passed away. They all used to write real messed up articles about Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. These black conservatives, they were like the pit bulls for the white conservatives. They're old now. Now you have a new generation of young conservatives, young dudes, college age, just little dickwads, little jerks. And I can appreciate when they're saying things that the black Democrat or the white liberals won't say as relates to accountability, because I'm all about that. And I've always described myself as an independent, but with a conservative twist. And my conservatism comes from my grandparents, my grandmother, my grandfathers, and just like yours in this form. When black people went to church on Sundays, that's a conservative movement. It's meaning there's a standard that's set, an expectation of behavior. You know, you can clown and misbehave all week, but on Sundays you dressed up nice, and the ladies wore their gloves and their hats and had their new purses, and the young men had on their jackets and their suit pants and their ties and shirts, very conservatively. And back in the day, our folks used to tell us, as it relates to behavior, a gentleman always such and such and such. Young ladies are not caught walking around after midnight because there's nothing open but such and such and legs. So that's the conservatism. No, work. You work for what you want. You go out there and get it earnestly. And that's what our ancestors and our foremothers and forefathers taught us. That, when we were first released, our people released from slavery or emancipated, they couldn't go out and ask for anything else, so they got it themselves. They went and got it their damn self. Built it by hand or created it out of this, where the pituitary gland is natural in our race as black folks up here. And so that's the conservatism I come from. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be, provide black, marry black, date black, reproduce black. That's conservative that I am. I don't have to pander to anybody. But see, these black conservatives, what I don't like about them, they really went in hard. They referring to Lou Carmelo Anthony as a criminal and a thug, and they know damn well if there was any evidence of this, they would have his picture, they would have his record all over the place. And what they do is they spew a lot of Jerry Falwell right-wing conservative nonsense and racial stereotypes about black people, scripts that they were given, just like black liberals love to talk about everybody else's issues except for black people. And I'm learning over the last 5 years or so, black conservatives, they say, well, we read history. And history said, I'm gonna give y'all a name in a second, this latest one. If you go on YouTube, and I like these young fellas, but they're all on the same page. You have these little brothers, you got, those biracial guys, those Hodge twins are awful. Clowns. The Cartier brothers, you heard them young guys? They're so conservative, but they holler nigger all day long in their little podcasts. So ignorant. But they're young guys. Nobody's past 25, probably haven't even reached 30. They're young guys, just talking like they've just lived. I don't know about Anthony Brown. I don't know about him yet. But all of them, let me see who else. These conservatives. You got Candace. Y'all know Candace. And they're not you got the political ones and all those folks. So I'm talking about these folks with YouTube channels. They call themselves Republicans. They're staunch conservatives, Republicans, and they're black. And when they talk about, hey, building your own, and they love to say the word black Democrats don't like to say black. They say people of color, minority, disenfranchised groups. They never say black. When it comes to stuff that we need from their representation, they never say black, except they're being belligerent. My people built this motherfucker, Jasmine Crockett. But these black conservatives, what makes them so sick, among many reasons, they'll go and get some little, book that they read, and they'll use that as their Bible. A lot of them, they're in love with Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell. Oh, he's an old bastard now. He's an economist. I think his degree is in economy. In economics. But he tries to compare Southern blacks and on the plantation or slavery to white rednecks. That kind of foolishness. But none of these black conservatives have ever heard or read Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. George Jackson, Anthony Browder, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Julia Hare, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Jawaza Kunjufu, Michael Porter, Dr. Joy Leary. See, none of these black conservatives, they've never read what our scholars talked about when it comes to race. And they're the main ones. But it's not about race. It's not about race. America's not a racist country. They say this stupid shit. And so, again, when they're talking about accountability, I'm with them. I understand, because I feel the same way about, because somebody was just talking to me about, trying to have a conversation with me about Memphis and black community. And they always like to bring up the word poverty. And I have to explain to them, what was that said? I heard a brother say it out loud. Dr. Claude Anderson, or one of them, Dr. Claude Anderson, they don't know about him either. They don't read stuff like that. Anything that makes white people look bad or make white people look, make the white power structure, hold them accountable for 300 years of free labor and 100 years of Jim Crow and still systematically fucking with black folk. They don't hold them accountable, and that's why they suck ass. Now, they can go in and say we need to do, don't leave out Anton Daniels. He does okay for a while, but they always bragging about his business and how much and all this. He's cool. See, I watch all kinds of podcasts. And again, these particular conservatives do okay, but they never say anything that holds white people accountable. And that's why I don't like them. Now, y'all can say everything in the world about black behavior and black this and black that, but y'all never hold white folks accountable, black conservatives. Y'all full of shit. And one of them can be told, you swear you know history. And then there's this new guy that's running against Jasmine Sullivan. His name is, I think Sheldon Daniels. He's a black dude. And he was asked about reparations. And see, I listen to everything because I'm pro-reparations. It should be paid. Because there's a debt that's owed. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. There is a debt that's owed to black people. It's interesting. Everybody put on their thinking caps to see how they can disqualify black people from reparations when it didn't take them any time to give reparations to Jewish white folks, Israel, Jews in America, Japanese, who America was at war with Japan. They put them in intern camps in America, then apologized when America won the war and gave them reparations. Native Americans, reparations. Homosexuals, we get reparations all day long. Then they gave more money to Ukraine, our money. So when I hear these black conservatives talking about, we don't need no reparations. We get reparations anyway and all this kind of shit. See, that throws me off. I don't trust them. It's just like with anybody. You just when you just chew off the meat and spit out the bones. But they do. When people call them out, I don't say anything because they deserve it. They do boom. They do baboon. They do coon. They do bootlick. They get mad when you call them. They do. They get really upset. And it hurts their feelings, I know. But they get upset. I don't care when you call them coon. And I don't defend them because they need it. Because they do okay. Then all of a sudden, see, one thing about these black conservatives, they're just like the black liberals. They all have a white paymaster. See, when they start talking to us, black people are the most violent people. Wherever you go with this, black people, this. And everything negative about black people, they have to talk like that. Because they have to pay their paymasters, which is white folks. If you're a black male or black female and your audience on your YouTube channel is 79% Caucasian conservatives, You ain't saying nothing nice about black folks. You surely ain't saying anything negative about white folks. So I understand. I get it. They need feet kicked or foot up their ass. Because they do coon and baboon and sambo for those dollars, just like liberal blacks do. Because I'm always on their ass. They've been selling the black race out under the guise of so-called being the party for black people for decades, and we're sick of it. But we should always continue. Those of you who call them out, call them little bastards out. Call out these black conservatives, because they're two-faced, pork-tongued, sorry, sellout, bootleg, baboon-ass Negroes and Negresses. They are. But just like any clock, a broken clock is twice once a day. It's correct twice a day. They are. Fuck them. And that's the conflict. I feel badly for them. You know, and I understand it's a money game. But one thing about me, and I'm gonna bring it about me. You know, I don't care how upset I get with my race. I don't care how black women make me mad, and it don't make me mad often. I'm just disappointed by their behavior, and I call it out. I don't care how other black men are disappointing at times, because I understand you got to call it out in order for them to know, or for them to correct the behavior. I get upset when we look at this behavior, we act like it's normal. No. But then I'm not going to go with us and say, well, you know, it's the vestige of slavery, residue of slavery. And my response to that is, God damn. We've been out of slavery a little over 200 years. Nobody's gone to therapy yet. All these libraries, all these books, all this college education, all this independent study that's available. We're still behaving based off the residue of slavery. We turned into each other. Something's got to give now. I can't continue. I can't rock with that every time Negroes act a fool with each other. Then you got the black conservatives. See, that's the niggas. See, you know, and I say black conservatives, y'all shut the fuck up. You want to impress me, black conservative? Talk about the sociopathic and the psychopathic behavior of the people who you make your money from, black conservatives. Because you say a lot of stuff that's true when it comes to black people's behavior. I agree. But what you don't do, you don't play fair, black conservatives. And that's why that's why I say to you resoundingly, to all of you, eat a dick. And when people get on y'all ass and say y'all are bootlicks and bought off, y'all are. You are. And I don't like using those words, but I'm going to call a spade, no pun intended. Y'all ain't shit. Because y'all just tell one side, but then you do okay. Candace Owens does the same thing. She'll come in, I said, that's right, Candace, get on. But then she got to go talk about the George Floyd shit. Then she got to go in and try to give her little 2 cents on reparations. You know, anybody that said, we don't need no reparations, I'm side-eyeing you anyway. You would never tell no Jew that they need no reparations. And you'll never say out loud, black conservatives, that Israel doesn't, why in the hell, you never ask, a black conservative never poses the question to white folks, to white America, why the hell we keep giving our money to Israel? They never do it. And they just talk so much shit when it comes to black folks. I mean, it goes on and on. But when it comes to white folks, limited, very mum on the subject. And that's why black conservatives ain't gonna never be shit. This guy that's running against Jasmine, what's the damn girl's name? Jasmine Crockett. You know, I said, okay, it's a brother. Okay, he's a Republican. All right, let's see. And I watched at least 2 of his interviews. He want to give a whole history lesson. He said, and what's his name? Sheldon Daniels. Is it Sheldon? I think it's Sheldon Daniels. He's running on a Republican ticket here in Dallas against Jasmine Crockett. I wouldn't vote for him because of his stance on reparations and his defending, trying to make white people so great. This is not to say they haven't done some cool things, but one thing about it, Sheldon Davis and black conservatives, you know, they always try to make everything about race. Everything's not about race. Okay, Negro. You know, a lot of times, especially those black conservatives with white wives and white husbands, oh, they really ain't shit. Candace Owens, why she can't. So I don't expect Candace Owens to be anything to black folks. She jumped the racial fence, and she makes sure she gonna try to have like 9 mixed kids, because she on baby number 4 now. She ain't done. She wanted, and Serena Williams wishes she could have about 9 mixed kids. these black chicks gonna have these kids by these white men and Mexicans, they be trying to make sure they can have as many as possible. They love them little non-black babies. And so when they married outside the race, then they call themselves black conservatives. Now Sheldon Daniels, I think that's his name, Sheldon Daniels. Now he said, I got a black wife and I got no black kids and all that. But that, sir, I heard you say that twice, and that don't mean shit. Because a lot of people that got black wives and black husbands, they ain't worth a damn. So don't act like, you know, you just understand the cause of black folks. And yeah, y'all grew up in black neighborhoods, a lot of us did. But some of them, you moved out and you got another mindset. And that's what you've done. Because I mean, they never talked about the abolitionists. We know who the abolitionists are. You talking about those few people? Sheldon Daniels and Cartier Brothers and Anton Daniels and A.B. What's that? Anthony Brown something and all the rest of you. Y'all, if y'all can recruit y'all white conservative fan base to get us all together and we all stand together and demand reparations for 250 years of forced and unpaid labor, then I'll mess with y'all. Because if y'all, and those of you black folks who are not Republicans, you're not conservative, you got all these white friends, y'all get y'all friends together too. Get your white friends together and say, hey, why don't y'all join us in the reparations movement, since y'all say y'all not racist, it's not about race. But it's interesting, those same white folks don't say a word when they bringing all them immigrants over and putting them in black neighborhoods. Y'all didn't hear what I said. So, no, fuck a black conservative. Fuck them. Because one thing about it, you can be black, you can be conservative, you can even vote for Donald Trump, and you can still be pushing for the issues that are very pertinent for black people. Did y'all know that? But black conservatives, those who are true black conservatives, they don't seem to understand that. Because if they got a YouTube channel, they got a business, most is funded by white folks. And they can't be black anymore. Just like when you got these black athletes. When they sign those $50 million contracts, they're no longer part of our community. They belong to those folks. When they get those $20 million movies in Hollywood, they don't belong to us anymore. God, they make them Hollywood stars and celebrities. They don't belong to us anymore. You know how I know this? Y'all ain't never seen no black athlete give a black kid the tennis shoes off their feet, have you? They're usually an Asian kid, white kid, or a biracial kid. You don't never see them getting black kids. You ain't never seen LeBron. And if he's done it, y'all show me. Y'all put the videos up or whatever. If he's done it, I've never seen a black NBA player give the tennis shoes off their feet to a black kid, girl, male or female. So I let you know, y'all pay attention. The people that y'all call too pro-black and all that, well, those are the ones that got your back. Give your support and attention to them. Push them to these political races instead of these other folks who are still beholden to the dominant society. Again, the black conservatives say a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff that black liberals won't say because they're too busy pandering to the black matriarchy and the LGBT and immigrants, illegal. Let me tell you something. These damn black liberals are fighting for immigrants, illegal ones, and they all fighting, and the white Democrats are fighting to get a MS-13 member back into the country. Well, all the issues that's going on in the black community, the Democratic Party fights for everybody else other than black folks. That's why I said black conservatives suck ass just like black liberals. Neither group has black people's best interests at heart, but both groups make money off of us. But black conservatives, well, both of them, and they both have white paymasters. But you know, these black conservatives with their condescension, they get on my damn nerves. They do. But I watched this show, watched some of the YouTube channels just to see how far they're going to go on this issue. And I think what really pissed me off is the way they were they're all together dogging out the 17-year-old young man. And more information is coming out, even as information coming out proving that both of those boys was attacking this young black man. Them Negro conservatives still sticking to their guns. Yeah, you know, he's a hooligan, he's a thug, and all this. The man live in a suburb, suburban parents, black. And it goes into a whole lot of, but again, I'm not going to talk about that on this video. I just want to say I just want to give the middle finger to the black conservatives. Because y'all don't do right. A lot of stuff y'all say is cool. Y'all just don't do right. And let me say this. I want to end this video. I want to go too long. You know what they love to say? They right here making, how can I say, heroes out of George Floyd and Mike Brown. I just want to clear this. I want to clear this up. Any black conservative that listen to me, or any black person that think they're trying to curry favor with Caucasians. Let me tell y'all something about that whole George Floyd and Mike Brown and all that. All these people were murdered by these road cops and others. And then when they talk about police murdering unarmed black men, they always bring up, well, look at all the black people that kill each other every day. But they never look at how these Caucasians killing each other in these black in their neighborhoods. They don't seem to ever have any footage of that. These black conservatives never have any footage of Hispanics kicking each other in the ass in California and all across the country. Of white folks kicking each other in the ass and stabbing and robbing and kidnapping. They never have any footage of that. But they got every video this out when they show black people misbehaving in this country. You know, they're only 13% of the population, but they make up more than 50% of all the homicides and all that. Skewed statistics. Let me go back to the George Floyd and all that. So I want to clear this up because people are kind of ignorant. They don't think. First of all, nobody has looked at George Floyd unless those liberal, y'all talking about what those liberal lesbians did, canonized him. Look, we all know George Floyd was a drug addict who was separate from his children and from his family in Houston. He was out living in homeless shelters, and he was on drugs with his white girlfriend, who was also a crack addict just like him. And we know what y'all know, black conservatives. Well, him and some of his goons broke into a house, and he put a knife to a pregnant woman's belly. But they always leave out the part where he served years for that too. But I want to say this to everybody who say Mike Brown, George Floyd, and no, they even brought up what's my man name? The brother was jogging and the police killed him. Shit, I can't think of these folks, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know how they became symbols of oppression, symbols of police brutality? When the cops murdered them. Nobody never heard of George Floyd, or the brother was jogging, while black, and who else? Alton Sterling and all these folks that they killed. Nobody never heard of them. But when y'all murder people under very suspect conditions, well, you make them out of martyrs, not us. Y'all did. The media does. But then y'all put it on black people. Y'all act like we're not supposed to say anything about anything that y'all do to us. We're not supposed to say anything. And that's the most amazing thing. Like, y'all think that because y'all mad at Carmelo Anthony, all the black Americans supposed to side with y'all. But y'all sided with Daniel Penny, when he murdered a mentally ill black man, snuck up behind him, choked him, killed him. All he was doing was yelling and screaming. He wasn't shooting, he wasn't grabbing nobody. And y'all celebrated him, got him $3.1 million. George Zimmerman, the damn 911 operator, told him, don't follow him. We'll take it from here. And that racist fag chased the boy down, got his ass whooped, and he pulled his gun out and killed the boy. And y'all celebrated that, white folks, black conservatives. Y'all celebrated that. Then Kyle Rittenhouse brought a gun to a damn thing. He drove down, be a part of that. And then there was fellow white folks. He was defending himself. Well, he probably shouldn't have come down there with no damn gun in the first goddamn place. But, you know, he can defend himself. Everybody can defend themselves, except for black men and black people. Black conservatives, y'all never take that in consideration, huh? The racial history of that. The 1669 Casual Killing Act. Y'all don't know that history, do you, black conservatives? Where a slave owner could just kill his slave at will and even get compensated for it. The white women who was there as the wives, they could beat a woman or man to death, and they get compensated. So y'all know anything about the history? Y'all just be running y'all goddamn mouths. Don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, because you have to perform for your white conservative paymasters. And that's what make y'all the coons and the baboons and sambos that people call you. Now this motherfucker walk past me talking loud. So that's why they call y'all those names. But so don't be shocked whenever y'all hear to just be upset when people call y'all that. Y'all earn those names. And so I just want to clear that up. We didn't make them symbols. We didn't make them icons. Y'all did when you murdered them. When the cops murdered these folks, they make it. Then the media makes them that. That's why the media is working his ass off to criminalize Carmelo Anthony. Isn't it interesting, the same media that led the charge of demonizing this black boy, none of them has ever talked about the life, the dirt of those Metcalf twins. Isn't that interesting? When a black man is murdered by the cops, since to make the cops look good, they go and find all his dirty video, his videos from his social media or her social media. They go and they try to dirty up their memory when they was alive. But there's not one media outlet that's liberal or conservative, white, has pulled out a bad report card, bad grade, or when he flunked or had a expelled from school. None of that from the Metcalf boys. Y'all paying attention, black folks? Whatever way this goes, I'm glad that black people responding, letting the rest of the world know, no, we don't have to go along to get along like y'all expect us to do 400 goddamn years later. We don't have to do that. We have a right to support somebody we see that's being railroaded. Yeah. And if, you know, in the trial, hell, they haven't even thought about a jury yet, but they're trying to taint the jury and all that shit. Well, I'm saying, black conservatives, y'all can really be of good help if y'all just stick to the subject, but you can't, because white people pay y'all. Go on their YouTube channels and look at the comments. Whenever they say something negative about black folks, you get all them white folks, because it's not in their script to say anything negative about white folks and their behaviors. That's why it ain't gonna never be shit, these black conservatives, because they can't. Because when you compromise, just like these black liberal Democrats are compromised, you can't do right. You can't do right by yourself. You can't do right by your race. And you sure as hell can't do right by God. So I just wanted to share that black conservatives can suck 40 dicks, because they're hypocrites and they're two-faced sons of bitches. They go against everything that really pushed black people forward when it comes to something political, such as reparations or monies that are owed to us. You know, these insurance companies that have just robbed and stole from black folks, and these Ivy League schools, they've gotten wealthy off the backs and literally the skin off of black people, black men. But black conservatives, y'all have anything to say about that? You got this brother again in Dallas running against Jasmine Crockett. You gonna talk about some bullshit? Just let me tell you something, what he said. Because he was being interviewed by Anton Daniels recently. But he was also interviewed by these sisters. And I think they're conservative as well. So he gonna say, yeah, I know people talking about reparations, slavery. You know, yeah, there was some, listen now, this motherfucker said, yeah, there was some mean white folks back then. He said mean white folks back then. But, you know, there was all sorts of white people that were really nice, and we get that too. We get there were white people who played a part in, I guess, when it comes to certain rights. But one thing white folks have not played a part in, getting the reparations that are due, that are owed to foundational black Americans. So y'all can go in and have your white friends, but ask them about reparations. Say, hey, if the movement is going on, would you join me in fighting for reparations that are owed to black folks? No questions asked. Well, who's gonna get them? How can we tell who's supposed to get them? No one ever asked that about these white Jews. No one ever asked them about these Native Americans. The Native Americans got the reparations. They all look like Elizabeth Warren and Willie Nelson. But they ain't have to do no blood tests or do no lineage background check. Y'all see how the foolishness is? So y'all, you black folks, well, they ain't getting no reparations. No way. Just shut your defeatist mouth. Everybody else can get it. We actually deserve it. We supposed to be the first group that got any repair done. No reparation, they still fucking up black neighborhoods. Now, when it comes down to correcting our behaviors, Dr. Claude Anderson has a wonderful video that is entitled "Inappropriate Behavior." And from understanding where he's coming from, he's correct. We do behave inappropriately under white racism and white supremacy. We do. All this self-sabotage that we do, that's inappropriate behavior. It's a video on YouTube. Go and look at the video. And the second video by Dr. Claude Anderson is awesome. It's called Exceptional People. I'm going to keep pushing these two videos because if y'all are interested in becoming unniggered and unniggered, check out these two videos. As well as read the Willie Lynch letter. Read the Willie Lynch letter. If you don't have a copy, you get one from me. Just cash out me $5 at $ Rico Rivers MSW. $ Rico Rivers MSW. Send me $5 and send me your email address. I'll send you a copy of mine. Because we're going to have to end this inappropriate behavior under racism, white supremacy. Black conservatives, did y'all hear me? Your behavior is so inappropriate under racism, white supremacy. I know you think you're doing a good job of telling black people how fucked up they are and all this, but you never correct the sociopathic and psychopathic behavior and actions of the white dominant society. Got it? So anyway, I'm not going to belabor this. I just want to share my thoughts on this. Yeah, fuck black conservatives. Some of them are cool. Like I said, not all, but most of them, they all suck ass because they eventually have to cater to their white paymasters on their YouTube channels and their podcasts. Oh, they're awful. It gets into almost like Looney Tunes. But anyway, y'all be cool. It's your man Rico. Rico the Opinionist. Like, share, subscribe. Get on over to my YouTube channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.